Okay.
Oh!
That's nuts.
A tough pill to swallow for Liquid. It wasn't a full investment. Obviously, there were weapons brought into that for Giant X, but again, Liquid teed up to find themselves 12. Just missing the mark.
They're clearing the knife, kind of indicating they have taken over B main control, but the question mark is who? Who resides there? And so, love a bit of info, really reading into this heftily. Giant X cautious on every corner.
Kind of huddled into outside B main here. Question marks across the map, yes, but looking to just find something to springboard off, a catalyst for this B site execute.
Is that enough to indicate that the operator was there? I don't really know what they... Oh, Yampy. Yampy.
Don't do yapping things.
He's thinking about it, though.
Portal closed.
He's thinking, oh dear! And Hoodie and Fatinho aren't thinking of anything because they're dead. A reaggress from Kiko, a little maybe over the top there, but hey, take what you can get at this point. The paranoia gets posted, so it slows them down. The smoke is great, but they're going to disrespect it. Purple going to go straight forward, but it's Redgear to fall. Enzo's going to catch him with a spam, and now there's issues galore as Mystic adds insult to injury. Liquid back on track, holding it down. With 3 still alive, operator recovered. They are on match point.
A long time in the making here. Kiko's patience pays off here. He said the reaggress, sure, maybe, but the confirmation at least behind it with how Giant X have approached Ascent overall. And the cleanup duty on point for Liquid. Giant X will be able to string some rifles together. Hunter's Fury, yeah. I'm just thinking back to the previous. Giant X able to slip the net.
3-man walk A main. Where are they off to? It could be great, right? It could be great. Redgear won't expect them.
I think it says somebody heard something from mid here because
They were spamming, but I'm not sure. Okay, they're kind of.
Fatinho would have been in a spot to hear those steps, but there's no pings or anything. It's only Redgear back here, and it's not necessarily an unorthodox position for the Omen to be in. Maybe just to get Kiko on this deep angle now. One off his ultimate. Have a TP back towards site, but Giant X might be able to get behind that.
Flash.
Okay, pop flash. Ooh.
Doesn't land.
Cage trigger.
It's all a bit wonky, isn't it? It feels... Oh dear, no! Kiko waited so long, but so did Redgear, and he waited a little longer. Yampy, you gotta be a hero! And maybe he is! Purpo's gone down, he knows they're coming from short, he's got them too! But is that enough? A 3v3 now, post-plant should be on the horizon, and Cloud's got his ult. Caution being aired here, safety in the plant, but can they even get to a safe post-plant? They still have 1 by main, they have 2 on the site. Enzo starts to clear, our drone's still there, 2 shock darts to boot. Paranoia for Redgear and a lot of kit for Cloud. There's util in this post-plant, Mike.
Gonna find a way to break back through though. Cloud gonna send up the recon, and yeah, Nats finding the tripwire though.
On a knife's edge, Enzo, he's fallen. Cloud gets tagged. The paranoia is perfect! And Cloud is not gonna let that slip. A step back. And maybe the knife to the heart here as Liquid, they've got money, they've got to buy, but do we go OT again?
A couple of ultimates to work with here. Obviously Kiko getting his online. That is just an outrageous shot from Yampy.
Unbelievable.
Gets a second as well, but it's just not enough. Giant X not giving up just yet. 1 round separating them.
Full purchase. Ult, Kiko's is there. Pit's there on the other side. Oh wait, Hoodie's on. What's just happened to Hoodie early on here? Well, answer right back is that he's being hunted down on the other side too. Cloud gonna post it through, catches a tag towards Enzo. But Hoodie's on 12 HP. He must have been spammed here by Enzo potentially. I don't really know. That's a heavy loss. But this is all not where it's heading. Again, straight towards A. Yampy sat in his pit. And I mean, that's his on the A side. He's got his setup here, and already Kiko's on this side.
The difference being this time around, there was a third member. Kiko going to confirm a ton of information. Now slip back on towards site.
Do they continue? They've got 50 seconds.
Again, Operator, Phantom, and obviously 3 members noted now. So Giant X going to try and find some sort of a window towards B.
Drop the spike.
Oh, B main seems off the menu, doesn't it, with what Enzo's been doing? So maybe quickly up middle already. Mystic seeming to consider that one. He's having a little look here. Nat's ready for it. He knows what they're doing. The information is there. The slowdown, 30 seconds now. They got to commit to this. They got to make their move. They got to get towards the site. But on the back lines is Enzo waiting, watching, patiently looking to do the damage. Good flash to force him off the angle, but Mystic unaffected so far. Could make his presence noted. Mystic can find all 3. They try and come to his side again, and Enzo, the unknown element. This is the time they close out, surely. It's all on Cloud with 10 seconds. I don't know if it's enough, but he's still going to make a damn good go of it. 5 seconds now. Enzo just needs to live, and he knows it. He keeps his heart beating, and Liquid make it out of the danger zone. 13 rounds. They do the job they needed.
We mentioned map 1 being a war of attrition. It lasted the entire series here, right down to the wire. A 13-11 victory here in map 3. Again, I got to come back to some of maybe the concerns you have coming into this series about what you want to see rectified for both of these teams. Maybe not the sort of performance that you'd hope for, but a real barn burner here to go the distance, Lauren.
I got so nervous though, Mike. After map 1, after the previous performances, I think Liquid there started to feel that pressure towards the end of that round, but
sure,
good to see them recovering, keeping composure. And yeah, I don't know quite where to place these two teams bigger picture now, but it looks like, yeah, Liquid, a couple of steps in the right direction here today, a couple of nice looks. Gotta say though, for me, Yampy in that final map was nuts. Enzo as well, a couple of players really stepping up. But early maps, you had Mystic absolutely popping up with some insane clutches to even get them out of Lotus. This whole series feels like a saga.
Sure, yeah, and I think coming back to the initial objectives we talked about for both of these teams, Liquid, we're still looking for the consistency, right? For them to set the bar and maintain. I don't think we're there after today's series. On the other side of Giant X, I mean, just to know Purpo looking pretty comfortable overall. Obviously, the comp on Icebox, maybe that is just a comp issue.
Didn't like that.
But overall, slipping into this roster, the synergies and those small kind of tweak works that I guess you want to see progress week by week. I think for me, ticking the box there.
No, I'm absolutely with you as well. I'm kind of enjoying how he looked, how he's been approaching the game so far. An explosive little player. I'd like to see what he can do once he finds that comfort, right? We've seen the mechanical capability. Let's see how it blends further down the line. Again, outside of that though, happy to see Liquid on the right road. I'd like to see what their next couple of games are, to see how well they might suit the opponents, how is it uphill, downhill, you know what I mean?
I think with traditions and the history of Liquid as an organization, not necessarily this roster in particular, we're looking for those improvements, right? And for it to be trackable, for us to be able to come back to it and say, yep, they've fixed that issue, they've gone to next year. And obviously last year, map pool being one overall where the consistency was just never there. So again, early on, we're still tracking that.
And speaking of tracking, I just turned around to keep my eyes on who is ready for that interview. It looks like Yampy is down there with Frankie.
Yes, Yampy and Frankie are here and ready to talk about exactly what went down in that series. There are so many happy Team Liquid fans waiting to hear. You should be a happy player, and their fans are very happy because your performance on that decider of Ascent was nothing short of epic. But let's go back to the beginning, a mere 4 hours ago, because the veto, slightly unexpected. Did it take you by surprise?
Yeah, I think we didn't expect maybe them to pick Lotus, but I think it was a good veto. We were surprised, but we were happy about it, so nothing. Yeah.
So what happened in the first half of Lotus? It felt like it took you a while to adjust to what Giants were throwing at you.
No, it was, the crowd is full here, so we just wanted some entertainment for them. So it was, it was completely under control, but yeah, we just wanted some entertainment, a long match, you know, so.
And then Icebox clearly planned from you. There's been some comp changes. You've been trying to find out what worked. You dropped the Gecko, kept the Harbour, and also we saw you on the Sova. What happened there? What was that decision, given that you've got Sova God Enzo in your team?
Yeah, I don't know. We decided to change it because the Gecko is a little bit too good on the map, so we just wanted to give some respect to other teams also, and I think the Killjoy suits Enzo's calling style. He can take a little bit more time, that he doesn't have to beat the pack, so that's why we changed it to me.
So it's less about you and more about Enzo?
Yeah, of course.
And then Aset was all about you?
Yeah.
So let's actually take a look back at some of your highlights if you want to check out the screen over there. And before the cast was through to us, we were actually talking about how the pistol round in particular was a big game changer for you guys, the shift in momentum. You were very emotional when you won that pistol. Talk me through what's happening here, though. You just pointed at the screen, impressed with yourself.
No, it was nice shots, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, this was all the Kiko, you know, his flash helped me there, so, you know, it's a team game.
But why so emotional after that pistol round? Did you feel like if you didn't win it, then the victory would have slipped away?
Yeah, I mean, not slip away, but it was such an important round, you know. I try to have that fire and ice thing, that I try to be calm, but when there has to be something to hype, I try to yell, and like it was just emotions because it was like a 2v3 and it was super important for us, and I think that was the turning point of the match, that we could believe that we can win it, and yeah, it happened, so I'm super happy.
It's incredibly Finnish of you as well. What's really impressive is actually the turnaround on Icebox, because any team who have just lost after multiple overtimes would maybe feel a little bit put out, would maybe struggle with their mental, but you guys didn't. Tell me about how you brought things back.
I mean, we learned from last week. Last week, we were on the opposite side, you know. We were leading first map, and then second map we were leading, 10-2, and then we lost the series. So I think it was a nice learning point from that, and we never gave up on anything. So I think I'm super proud of the guys, that how we managed to do it today.
You should be incredibly proud. Yampi, I'm going to let you go and celebrate with your team. Thank you so much for talking to me.
Thank you guys, everyone who came to watch. I appreciate it. Thank you.
We are actually going to be nabbing a natter with Mystic after this break to get his take on what went down in this Epic Series 2. So do not go anywhere. Mystic, Fnatic and KOI coming up after this break.
They call me Mr. Bombastic.
Mr. Bombastic.
Go pick KO and throw a knife at the bots.
That's the way, bro.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Ay, Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But, in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin, former professional Counter-Strike player and Valorant coach. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle, you're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
Welcome back to VCT. We have one more match before we round off week 3 here in Berlin. But before we get Fnatic versus KOI underway, we have got to chat more about what happened with Team Liquid and Giant X. And luckily, we've got a guest to help us break it down. Mystic, welcome. Is it nice to be in a victory seat again?
Yeah, finally. It's been I don't know, a hurdle, I guess, that we had to climb, but yeah, we made it.
Does it feel better than last week?
Yeah, the 10-1 hurdle that Navi climbed.
No, please don't remind me of
You
this
won
week.
the close game this time.
I had nightmares for at least 3 days after that. That's crazy.
To be honest, though, you found yourself behind a couple of times on the server today, and you managed to actually mount some comebacks of your own. Why do you think that Team Liquid were able to do that? Do you think your mental game has just improved so much? Your protocols as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, obviously in the Navi game we lost quite heavily, but we've been working on just like trying to keep the mood positive and just having fun, really. Like, yeah, no pressure. I get like we're trying to remove the pressure as much as possible. And today we just, you can probably see me. I'm singing all day. I'm singing all day on that stage.
More
and just
barking,
like,
maybe.
Yeah, no.
That's BBL barks.
That's
Kind of
yuppie
remove
as
the
well.
barking a little bit. I think we should bring back the barking.
No.
No?
You guys can. I mean, but
You know what I really want to do? I want to run it back all the way to Lotus because it gives us a fantastic opportunity to look at a marvelous moment for Mr. Mystic, which is your ace. I think it came in round 3. Talk us through.
So basically, just killed 2 people for free, and then killed the 3rd one for free. This was a nice shot, actually. And then everyone's just screaming ace, ace, ace. Just go for the ace. So I just went for it. I mean,
it's nice when your teammates let you go for it and finish it. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's nice when you got Nats as your side partner. So you just, you either he gets all the kills or I just steal all the kills off of his util. So. Yeah.
Well, basically, it also means you can throw, you can run in and try and get the ace, and if you don't get it, he'll probably get the kill anyway, right?
Yeah,
It's like, it's safe.
We're all about discipline, but yeah, when it comes to that,
Jeez. Okay.
But I want to also take another look at a round-winning moment from you. Let's move on to Icebox, because I absolutely love this. This is the Ninja Defuse, which must have taken you by surprise that you managed to pull it off. I don't know what was happening with Giant X, but you got the clutch. Let's run it back, if we can.
I think what happened. Yeah, sorry, go. If you want.
No. You're the analyst.
I was gonna say I think their wingman when they went to go plant, the wingman planted it too deep, and you could stretch it around the corner, right?
Yeah. So because we used to play wingman, Gecko, sorry. This has happened to us a couple of times, and I'm obviously the planter in this map. So I saw this, and I was like, "There's no chance they know they messed up the plant." So yeah, I was like, "Guys, just fight!" I was just yeah. My anus was tight.
How is it feeling now? Are we loose? We good?
Oh, we're loosey goosey right now. We are loosey goosey right now.
Squeaky bum time? Is that what it's called?
Yeah,
I've played too much with Booster in the previous years. I think I've brought some of that into this team as well. So.
This is what happens when you're in a desk with 3 British people. It's just gonna happen. I want to also actually get a bit more input on Ascent as well, because we've gone to Lotus, we have gone to Icebox, much to our amusement. But on Ascent, Tom, I know you were kind of interested in talking about some of the combinations that
we have a couple of rounds. Now, the first one I'm going to show you is a successful round. It's your combination of the Paranoia and the Euro TP, and a Bucky, which if you're talking Fnatic days, the Bucky coming back into play. I guess we can run that now. This seems like one of the big plans that you have as a team, is like sort of having this aggression into the site and then having that Paranoia used from you.
Yeah, I mean, we've tried this play a lot and failed a lot. So we're like, just whip out the Bucky, mate. Like, there's just one pump him, because it's a kind of a hit and miss. We saw Casey introduce this early on, and we were like, this is a good combination we can do, but I'm pretty sure we failed it another time in this game. So.
Well, that will be the clip we're going to run in the next bit. Obviously, I think this is the closeout. But the thing I want to talk about a little bit with your attack side in general is, do you ever find that running that Euro can be, on the attack especially, can be a little bit one-dimensional? Because it's like, I feel like you have to have those sort of massive risk plays, and I guess if we just go straight into the next clip and show how it can go a little bit wrong.
Yeah, I mean, there is a lot of pressure on Kiko. And our idea is just to him to be able to call whatever he wants, and we just help facilitate that. When Enzo brought this comp to us, we were like, this is crazy, but let's run it, you know, let's see what we can do with it. And yeah, I mean, you are partly right, but that's why we have to kind of feel out the map and see what we can abuse.
Mystic, you mentioned Boaster earlier. I'm sure you miss your old teammate. So why don't you get to see him, relive some memories? Because we want to find out what happened when Steel caught up with Jake earlier today.
Thanks, Frankie. Yeah, so I'm standing here with Boaster, and we're going to go through this round. It's Fnatic versus Gentlemates, and I picked up this round. It was round 4 from your game last week against them on Breeze, and I just wanted to walk through because it was a pretty cool concept that you guys had here with the Euro ulti to get a lot of space here, and it looked like you guys were going to play for the retake on A site. So I'm just going to play through it a little bit here until we get to the nice meat of the action. So far what we've seen is instantly Durka is going for the Euro ulti down through elbow. You have the Sova and the KO to set him up, and then what are your jobs, you and Leo, over on A?
Honestly, we saw that they had the Phoenix ulti, so we weren't really sure what to do, so we were like, they could just do their Phoenix ulti out A, and it can be quite oppressive, so we were just like, let's try and play a retake style. So Durka was like, I'm gonna just Euro ulti here, and we were like, oh, okay. And then we were just like, let's just send it then with the ult, and it seemed to be all right. They did actually go at A. We couldn't actually hear them, so all of a sudden they're at A because we hear the Phoenix ulti now, and we're like, oh my goodness, run away, run away, run away. And yeah.
You couldn't hear them out A because they were just so far away from everyone, or is there something else?
I think it's just in this round, there's a lot of common going on.
Yeah,
because obviously Durka's in his ultimate, so he's saying, Cypher here, he's going this way, and then people are saying like, I'm doing this, I'm doing that. And then next thing you know, they've gone at A main, now if you're saying they've gone at A main, and we're like, oh dang. And then suddenly there's the Phoenix ulti, which I think if someone actually followed that Phoenix, it would have been quite a nice round for them.
Yeah, it looks like they're just kind of in between two ideas here, where it's like, do we push and get the space because we were given everything for free, we know they're behind us, do we push forwards, or do we just like get on the site? When you guys decided to go this slow and then having Alpha kind of group up with Durka, how were you guys approaching the retake here?
Honestly, it was because Durka was already on the flank that we weren't really sure where the Phoenix was and what kind of space they did take. So we were kind of just letting the round cook a little bit, honestly, because when you don't really know, as long as like we have 5v3 and it was a 5v4 before Durka got that pick. So as long as we kind of go together here, and if we just trade out, it should end up in a 2v0. So that was kind of the plan. So it's just like we stay together and we'll just go together. We don't need to rush it. We thought they planted the bomb. Like we didn't even realize they hadn't planted the bomb until the end of the round, and we were like, wait, there's no bomb. Like it was a bit of a hectic round, but it was funny.
Yeah, when I was watching this, I was kind of surprised that, as you said, they didn't go through with the Phoenix. But I think even here, they had so much time to work with that they could have made you guys kind of make the next move and mess up, which is kind of what you're doing here. But they're taking so much time. Whose call was it to kind of be like, okay, let's go forwards now?
Well, that's what I was saying. So we thought they planted the bomb.
Yeah.
So Leo was like, I'm going to drone up doors for you. So now I was like, all right, I'll follow it. And then we saw someone on the default. So from scrims, I saw I was missing a spit. And I was like, right, I'm going to try aim here. And then luckily the spit came in handy on the tunk there. And then, yeah, we were pushing up as if we were retaking because we were like, oh, they've got the bomb down. And then suddenly, obviously, we get the kill on the tunk. And then there's two on the left-hand side, and we were like, yeah, but where's the bomb? Like,
let me get to the fuse.
Yeah, we were so confused. It was a funny round.
All right, well, thank you for helping us break this down.
No worries.
Back to you.
Thank you very much, Steel. Pleasure seeing you break things down with both, as it is having you guys sat with me right now as we get ready for this matchup. I would be slightly nervous before walking out onto the stage if I was KOI. Mystic, should they be afraid? You can tell me in 10 seconds.
Or less.
Nah, they shouldn't be afraid. They got to believe themselves, back themselves. But yeah, Iceworks, if that comes up today, I don't know, that would be interesting.
That will be very interesting, and we are just about ready to see what is going to happen in the map veto, because our teams are ready to take to the stage for the final match of week 3. It's KOI versus Fnatic. In the arena today, it is Fnatic.
Fnatic still have a bit more to prove. That they're back to form. We need to see them trend upwards a little bit more and show us how they were in the previous years. They were the trendsetters.
They were indeed, but KOI have been going back into the lab. They have been trying to perfect things. Will it be enough?
Well, they're looking for their redemption arc, right, Frankie? This is a team that definitely has the caliber of players within their roster, but the fact is they're yet to really prove it within this stage. It's still possible for them, but they've got a very tough task here today.
If there's anything we've learned from the last few weeks of stage 1, you just can't count anyone out of this race. Fnatic, traditionally, you would be looking at them, and you know what? Based on their performance from just 2 days ago and last week as well, you are going to be looking at them in this matchup. But you know what, Mystic? You know Fnatic probably better than anyone on this desk right now, I should say. So what are you thinking of Fnatic's performance right now? Is it up there with the glory days of the past?
I mean, they've had a shaky start, but I think they're finding their form again. So yeah, I think it's a matter of if they, you know, let any players slip through from KOI and yeah, keeping their head together.
And as we can see, the maps in Agent Select, are things going to get interesting?
The thing is, you've got permabans going. I think bind for Fnatic kind of makes sense, but I kind of want to ask this to Mystic. A rough icebox coming out not too long ago from Fnatic. If you're KOI, are you picking it? Because that's what they've done here, and I feel like that's a risky game.
I think this is done on purpose by Fnatic. I think they had a shaky game, but I think they must have worked on a few things. Obviously, they've been kings of icebooks in the past, so yeah, they're happy to let this through. And KOI picking it, I guess, is a bold move for them. It's one of their strong maps as well. But I mean, Fnatic picking attack, right? Yeah.
You've had a couple of icebox matches against KOI, especially at kickoff. What do you guys think about how they deliver their icebox?
I mean, I think they've got a deep playbook now that they've developed a few rounds, a couple of defaults. I mean, Shadow has a pretty good idea of how the map should be played, especially being on a team with him as well previously. So I think they're just confident right now. And yeah, that's why they brought it into this map.
Well, Bind is going to be the first map that we're seeing, and obviously we're still waiting for Agent Select, but in the past they've run almost a mirror matchup. It's just a difference in initiators, so Fnatic with the Gecko and KOI with the Fade. Is that based on the way that they just like to play the game?
I feel like it's more like Gecko is the modern agent. Like that's what everybody's bringing in. I feel like, especially with the combination of flashes, I feel like that works slightly better at the moment.
I think it comes down to Gecko on the executions for sure. The Sky Flash with the Gecko Flash is definitely a combination. Well. Yeah, they have, and they're running the KO as well. I wonder what that KO specifically is for, if it's gonna try to be used for just really hard hits on the attack and going really explosive. That's kind of the direction I think that they have to go in with the KO.
What kind of direction are you expecting, Mystic? Why do you think a pick?
I mean, I think with the Sky nerf right now, they want to switch to different initiators, but still be able to grab some sort of util. Obviously, Gecko is quite has quite a wide ability to be aggressive and defense like passive. So yeah, I think it just comes down to how the meta is right now. And yeah, I think it might be random, it might not be, but I think that's one of the only chances they have if they're playing against Fnatic as well. So.
Well, Mystic, thank you so much for joining us on the desk. We are just about ready to get this final match underway. So everyone, please do get behind your favorite teams, because it's time for Fnatic versus KOI with Ash and Pavlov on the mics.
Thank you very much, Frankie. And indeed, both of these teams looking to get on the mend. Fnatic kind of on their way there, but KOI not so much. But also this map situation is looking a little bit risky for them.
It's kind of dodgy. Maybe a false sense of security there for KOI with the Icebox pick coming out after Fnatic ended up having that 4-13 loss up against Heretics previously, but the team also wasn't in full form at that point, and we've finally seen Durka come back online in the server.
Exactly right. And it's what you want to see from Fnatic. It's what you want to see from the star-studded roster. They've got every single one of these players has got the potential to be amongst the best in their particular roles. KOI have got a lot on their hands here to see how much they've worked on to take on this beast. As we start things off on Bind, it's Fnatic on defense and KOI on attack.
Slow creep up to kick things off here. Bit of information over towards that B side. The stack on the side of Fnatic. You've got Alpha here all alone over towards Showers. Great positioning, though, with that lack of presence from KOI on the other side of A.
That's very fair. Alpha has been stuck behind the smoke here, lurking, waiting for his team, but KOI not looking to overstep, looking to take down the wingman. Alpha has done so. The delay coming through, so now KOI needs to step in a little bit further forwards, take a little bit more time, and Fnatic are already here. No reason for them to back out just yet. Shadow into the fight already as Fnatic are forcing things straight out of the bat. And the spike again is down. Fnatic relieving the pressure but taking control of the lamps. Oh, this is a difficult game, a fickle one, and KOI is already feeling the shakes. And Fnatic, they're calm, they're chill. Just put pressure where it's necessary too. Spike collected, TP granted, and onto the B site they go.
Okay, they gotta make a mad dash for it though. There is 40 seconds left here on the clock. Fnatic looking to play the retake together. I do like the choice to make that teleport. I was worried that KOI was gonna maybe stick around there, try and continue to fight, but they had no space now into the post plant.
Good
no
call.
flashes to work with here for Chronicle.
Camo. He's left behind while the rest have got some sight lines to cover. Oh, the nade is darn good, but at least he takes Chronicle down with him. Still a 3v3. And a few of the players are pretty darn low. Grabinho making good work of Durka. And then all of a sudden, it's Leo and Alpha. Yeah, and Alpha doesn't have much health in him at all. And Grabinho's still alive. How is he still alive? Shadows only just coming into the occasion, but KOI win all their fights, and it's first blood to KOI.
A nice pistol round there for KOI. What a way to turn things around. It looked really uncomfortable over towards that A site, but the quick pivot onto B just in the nick of time. But now as we head into this next round here, you heard the devs talking a little bit about these compositional changes, right? The fact that we're seeing both these geckos coming out here on Bind, how he's really had this uptick ever since the new season started, just to the ability to send that wingman in and just have a full 5 or just have more numbers there to actually fight off contact.
It's slowly becoming a staple, isn't it? But
Yeah,
look
it really
at this.
is.
Fnatic going ultra aggressive, but not really finding much apart from lead to their face.
This round's just, it's over at this point.
Yeah,
It's all things considered, right? You've got Alpha all the way on the other side of the map right now. KOI's still giving a lot of respect over towards B, though, just waiting to see if maybe another piece of aggression is pushed out.
One enemy remaining.
I mean, it's good to see KOI having a good start like this, right? They had a pretty bad beginning to the season. They've lost against teams they've already beaten in kickoff. So, I don't know, does it seem to you that maybe all the other teams have just gotten a better rebound from kickoff than KOI, or has just KOI stagnated here?
I think it's a bit of a difficult question to answer. I feel like it's more of a win trading going back and forth here between each team. I think BBL maybe one of the teams that we're actually seeing a bit more of that improvement on, but we've also heard a little whispers about the scrum bugs for BBL, of course. But going forward here for KOI, I think what's also tough is their battle doesn't get any easier as these weeks continue on, because they are going to be facing off later against Carmine Core and Vitality. So it's an uphill battle here, and they're at the bottom of their group right now.
Yeah, pretty much do or die for them this match against Fnatic, but it will be quite the upset, right? And Fnatic losing this, now that would be quite the dagger in their hearts. But for now, a buy round in play. 3 defenders to that A site, 2 to B. Already contention from KOI towards Alpha. Yeah, snakebite to delay. Does he send out either way?
Curious to actually send it as you have to go and retrieve that eventually. Alpha's actually going to stick into the smoke.
That's cheeky. Assistance of Flash, and Alpha peeks out. Stark, so good to read it. Doubles up as well. The bonus from KOI, grand stop for it.
It's looking really good. The TP over here from Boaster as well. Everything falling apart in this third round for Fnatic.
Oh dear, they've let this go haywire, and KOI take full advantage of it. And I like how slow they're playing it. They don't want to get overzealous, over eager. Give out any early kills and give an opportunity for Durka and Boaster to do anything. Because, you know, give Durka an inch and he'll take it a mile. And KOI know that they're not supposed to do that.
Yeah, I'm very aware that it's just a save situation here on the side of Fnatic. And I actually do wonder, is Boaster safe in the TP there? Can you tuck deep enough, actually, when the spike detonates?
It looks like KOI are going all the way around, and Dirk is trying to keep his opponents from getting into the TP. Oh, and this toxic screen just allowed Grabinho to get through. Oh, Boaster. Yeah, not going to keep his life there. And Durka won't get a kill either. Andalusia flawless from KOI as they get 3 off the bounce against Fnatic.
I mean, incredibly comfortable around here for KOI. We saw the idea that Fnatic had with maintaining that hookah control, the attempt to try and hide into that smoke there for Alpha. You had Chronicle coming to back him up as well, but the sprays through the smoke were just too much. Fnatic now. I like the protocoling as well coming out, knowing that they have the opportunity to chase down and take the rest of these rifles out there for Fnatic, not allow them to carry it over into the next. But with the eco weapons, we've seen a lot of Buckies kind of resurging, I think, within EMEA. Mystic even talking about it a little bit there on the desk.
We're kind of seeing a resurgence of it. I'm a fan. I'm a fan. Yeah, an interesting one for Fnatic. I mean, on the one side, KOI had a lot to change, right? Not only the individuals weren't working, but nothing was really working. So fully back to the drawing board since last week. So I wonder what their process was, right? I'd love to get a chat with Barber later to see what on earth do you do if your backs are against the wall here.
I want to chat with Barber. I just want to see his reaction cams again. Highlight of my day for any KOI game.
+1.
Pop flash ready here over towards the B site. Again, disconnected on the side of Fnatic. Though you've got Alpha and who's the Chronicle over towards elbow. Trailblazer going to seek out some of that information. But they're not going to be able to really fight together. Hookah's not being pushed in on, though. It's just a Bucky here for Alpha, having to fully fall back on Chronicle. Free site for the taking here for the plant. He easy does it, and Fnatic get to play 5 into the post.
That's fair. Even with limited weaponry, Fnatic might be quite troubling here, especially with a pick or two. Now, Showstopper from Camo could be quite disruptive, and it looks like it's going to be instantly engaged with. Grabinho, good towards off the back of it, and KOI move like a unit. I love it. And Fnatic in trouble. It was supposed to be around for KOI nevertheless, but let's see how much damage they can get. Durka looking to bounce really fast forward into elbow, and Alpha Yez there to help out. Snakebite on one end, but Durka closed in on. Good crossfire duty from KOI, getting 4 in a row.
Nicely done here for KOI. I mean, this isn't how we would have expected Bind to start off. This being Fnatic's pick as well for our first map. The replays, I like that. I think it is a bit scary to see, you know, them pushing in towards elbow, not necessarily being confident about what weapons are in the hands of Fnatic there, but making sure that they're going together, going as a group, ensuring that they can guarantee the trades if it doesn't end up working out. And first, timeout already called here in the first 4 rounds.
Can I just draw out the caster curse to begin with, just to get it out of the way, just so it doesn't get brought up again? Because, look, this whole first season, this first split of VCT EMEA has been whack, right? Heretics beating Fnatic, BBL beating Heretics, Gentlemates beating BBL, and Fnatic beating Gentlemates. So it's a big topsy-turvy all across the board. It's pretty crazy. Now, what would add to that craziness would be if KOI beats Fnatic today.
You had to put it out in the world, didn't you?
I had to. I had to place out the possibility. Now, the chances coming into this are slim, right? But it's a 4-0 start.
I like how you say it's slim when it's a 4-0 start.
It's still Fnatic, right?
It is still Fnatic.
The 2 world, titles under their names. Chronicle's got 3 titles to himself.
I think that's why we have to temper those expectations, because Fnatic is a team where we would expect them to be able to make that comeback into the game. It's only the first 4 rounds, but of course it's a difficult start there for the defenders, but overall, Thrash available here in the hands of Shadow. IGL on the side of KOI.
Alpha, yeah. It's been a position like this, like the first round. Got punished, even though the utility from his teammate was fairly good. KOI, let's see what you've worked with this. Thrash already thrown out.
Oh, nice. Okay. It's a really interesting molly to throw down.
And Camo is looking to punish Alpha, but yet to do so. That smoke from KOI allows Fnatic to stay within it for a little bit longer, but the kerfuffle there puts Fnatic on top. Instantly 4 versus 2. Shados looking away from the guiding light. Chronicle fighting on 2 fronts at the same time. This guy is a multitasking monster, putting Fnatic on the board.
That is exactly the kind of round you want to see coming out of Fnatic. The fact that they're able to emotionally come back into this game as well. You need one of those big plays to try and bring that mental back up. Not to say it was necessarily down to begin with, but it was a cool idea from KOI. We saw that Mosh going out, the zoning when the Thrash is coming through the other side as well. Perfect timing with how it lands. It just, you can't do much with Chronicle shooting like that. Yeah.
So fair enough. But still, ultimates at play. Guns still available for the KOI side. They built up quite a healthy economy with the rounds that they have accumulated. And now, back to the drawing board.
Yeah, with those first 4 rounds as well, it's been nice ultimate cycling here. Grabinho, the one to have that up here for KOI this time around, but you've got Seekers with that 4K from Chronicle in the last. Looking for a little bit of information. A jump spot to start, not seeing Starkso on the other side, but Starkso can hear him.
Uh-oh. Well, Chronicle will get out of there. Just a hint of damage done. Quite a big ultimate to be expended that early, and Seekers come out in retaliation from Fnatic. How soon do they respond? KOI amp up the pace quickly, catching Fnatic off guard, and there might be the solution, but Shadow moves through the mosh and ends up losing his life. This is getting troubling, but it seems KOI have got everything under cover because the B site is theirs and there's only 2 Fnatic players remaining.
They're backing off. 4v2, money in a tough situation. Fnatic want to maintain these weapons into the next round, knowing that they're cycling up into that Thrash here for Leo. But this is a really hot start here on Fnatic's map pick here for KOI.
I mean, I'm actually surprised with KOI's approach there, because it looked like they were pretty slow on their approach. Orbital Strike comes in, it seems to delay, and all of a sudden, bounce onto the B site, catching Fnatic off guard, and it was exactly what they needed. And it's what they want to have in store for them, right? Have those multiple adaptations, mid-round adaptations, round-to-round changes. It's kind of what they've been missing, and why they've been so easily readable the past few weeks.
I think it's also difficult maybe for Fnatic because if they're doing their homework, this is a big compositional change on the side of KOI as well, right? Looking at the initiators being completely swapped out and a very different look for how KOI are approaching these rounds. It makes you have to guess a little bit more. You have to kind of work up into these reads here with those comp changes here for either side, but
yeah. For both of these teams, it kind of feels that their journey up until the season is working on themselves, less about looking at their opponents, but it doesn't really help Fnatic having to not only work through their own style, but having to deal with the changes up against them.
Big adjustments. And that falls on both shoulders as well, right there, and in the timeouts, also the coaching staff here for Fnatic. So moving up,
this is aggro.
Through the smoke.
Flash coming through, Durka looking to follow up right after it.
Nice molly, though.
Oh, he catches a couple, but I think Shadow is there to try and save his teammate's life, but doesn't have his gun out. Still, 1-for-1 trade, and KOI need to figure out how much space Fnatic actually have gotten. Camo finds Chronicle, and now KOI with the advantage.
We saw them trying to push out towards B long there as well for Fnatic. Just the spacing wasn't quite there, able to catch up with Durka. Now KOI, they take the green light to hit towards B.
Oh, Alpha, you're out of the smoke. Ballsy move, but how much did it really pay off given that Starkso can be brought right back into life? Boaster aggressing as well, knowing that heroics were required, but Leo back on the save. KOI, this is looking like a different team since we've seen from the start of the season. And yeah, someone's got a pitch for me already. I'm calling for the pinch.
Feels a little bit like a dream here. Man, Fnatic. Something I think that the team has talked about a little bit as well in some of those interviews was Boaster mentioned how Fnatic does have to find a little bit of their confidence back after how the season started over in kickoff and kind of reset their minds in that kind of sense. And for KOI, I mean, this is night and day, I feel like, compared to before. Such a dominant way to start things off. And this is a team for KOI who previously, again, in those win trade situations, even in the games that they were winning, it wasn't like this by any means.
That's very fair. That's very fair. And I think the desk mentioned it as well, right? KOI are very capable of many great things. They've got great individuals. They've got a couple world championships in the likes of Starkso and Shados with their individual teams, Ascend and Gambit. So they've got the capabilities. They've got the talent. They've got the rookie raw power. They just need to put that all together.
This was also a team that, I think what was difficult for them was how late they came together before kickoff. They were the team that closest to kickoff kind of rounded out their roster there. So maybe it was just needing that additional time together to gel and figure things out.
Showstopper though. I mean, there's not much available for Fnatic here, but the Showstopper could make the attacking endeavors of KOI that much simpler. Alphaya is moving up his Viper's Pit, inching forwards. He's sensing blood.
KOI's still sticking around for now though, maintaining that shower's control. You can see Fnatic concerned about the fact that they are making a rotation over towards that B side. You see the Trailblazer clearing out all the way towards Fountain. They're just waiting, biding their time a little bit longer. Nice snake bite to push Alphahera off the close cubby corner there.
It's got to be eerie for Fnatic, playing in the dark. No information really given.
Boaster's on an island. Nice read with the molly.
Great timing. 35 seconds, KOI have cut it close. This could be their own demise of their own making.
30 seconds left.
Come on.
Oh, everybody wants to see Boaster press that mouse one button, and he finally does. They're all in trouble, and it looks like it's going to initiate the attack for them. Grubinho in the ground. Boaster close. This is where this thing has gone all the way around, but Shadow eventually finds him. Alphaya still in the fight. He's still within the Viper's Pit, and KOI know of it. 14 seconds, the spike will go down, though, and KOI have got the advantage weapon-wise, but look at this. Alphaya is being sneaky. He wants to stick around a little bit longer. Starks are to the other end of it, but he can't hear a thing. Durka's just walked past him, and now there's two players that can waltz through that Viper's Pit to bring out another angle of attack. There's a showstopper even in the hands of Durka here. Oh, Shadow, but he's able to find the back end of Alphaya, and that changes the whole endeavor. Durka, what do you do with this? Takes his time to get a Vandal. This is all so close. Anything could make a difference to the balance of this round, and KOI have got it all covered.
Trying to make it expensive at the very least here for an eco round on the side of Fnatic, but KOI are doing so well with those timings. Stark so even, playing insurance over towards A short. But guns are back out now for Fnatic. They're down 6 rounds into this first half. We see the operator now coming online here for Durka. Still has that showstopper in hand as well, but we're already looking over towards KOI, who now it's a second Thrash to come out for Shadow.
He's been having a good job with using that Thrasher, getting ultimate points onto that. Having it time and time again. And it's been quite relevant as well, clearing out a lot of these spaces. Multiple times in this round, and instantly after he gets it, picks it up again to help them push onto this A side, or at least gain some information of where they can push into. Short and shower approach. And Fnatic are forced to fall back. But no, Boaster has a different idea about this. Orbital strike sends it right on top of him. Leo finds another fight. But who stabilizes here? When does the spike go down? Fnatic have got the numbers, and they're keeping things agile.
I mean, Paint Shell's still in hand here for Camo, not needing to use it quite yet. What a shot from Chronicle.
The jiggle peaks seem to be what Fnatic need. Keep KOI uncomfortable, put ants in their pants. Childhood prank, but seems to be what's working out most for them. KOI, though, they've got both of their World Championship players left. And if there's any two to win out a clutch, it's got to be them. 2v4. Starks, though, that's a first start to it. But Durka's got his hands on an operator, and he's not going to let this round go. Shados, they know exactly where he is. They'll peek simultaneously and guarantee its second round for Fnatic.
A must-need round here for Fnatic, and saving that operator into the next one as well. Not even needing the showstopper into that retake, and you have Chronicle cycling nicely back into the Seekers there. KOI, though, I want to say they're doing well with kind of changing up the timing here. It was a nice swap over to some higher octane hits over towards that A site. But again, I think if you're Fnatic, it's still a bit too close for comfort.
I mean, I'm glad we're seeing some of these pictures from Elmer Putty. We know he had big shoes to fill with Mini, you know, maybe taking the, if it ain't broke, don't fix it, wording a bit too literally by not making too many changes coming into the season. So maybe these adaptations for Fnatic is what they need to build up this confidence again. But that was very aggressive from Durka, but luckily for KOI, or maybe luckily for Durka, no one was there.
I mean, that's why you see the Toxic screen laid out the way it was to allow that opportunity with Leo having already scaled up towards showers. But a 5-person hit here for KOI over towards A short. You can see the players being pulled away already.
Different angle from Camo. Durka can't see anyone, and he still gets shot in the face. And now Thrash is sent, but this time in Fnatic's favor. Not quite sure if they've gotten a pick off of it. No. Bosa's in trouble, taking a lot of damage. Down to 40. KOI are going for the chase, and they're sending little bro directly at Bosa. They haven't gotten the spike down yet, and Fnatic still have got 4 players. It's anyone's game. This A site has been incredible. Like, it's such a difficult back and forth. Nobody wants to take these fights. Nobody wants to lose their lives, because it could be the chain reaction to turn the whole round in the opposing side's favor. Starkso, the first again to shoot. Dizzy gaining information, but it doesn't even matter. Camo doing wonder work at the back of this site. And Fnatic, one by one, they swing, but one by one, suddenly Chronicle wins his duel. But Leo, he realizes he doesn't have any more teammates. Their chances are done, and KOI guarantee an 8th round.
I mean, beautiful crossfires that were set up over towards front side there. And then you have the fact that, sure, Boaster's able to maintain U-Haul the entire time, but that was also a util dump of all time. They threw everything under the kitchen sink over towards the IGL of Fnatic. And with 1 weapon to carry over into the next rounds here, we've got 2 rounds left into this half. And money is dwindling on the side of Fnatic.
I mean, you know KOI's doing something right when the arena here in Berlin is the fullest it's probably been in a long time. And it's full of Fnatic fans. Nobody's talking, nobody's cheering for Fnatic, nothing's really going on. They know they're in trouble. Timeout out, the team knows that something's going wrong.
Second one. First half, second one already hit. I mean, you do have a chance to talk about the next half as well, with how close it is to wrapping with these 2 rounds. But again, KOI have been doing so well to cycle up these ultimates. You already have Orbital Strike up, could do well for the A hit, throwing it over towards U-Haul or backside B, whatever floats your boat in that regard. And then you also have Camo and Starkso looking to get up to theirs as well, potentially into this round, but it's looking tough. I feel like KOI are coming out with a lot of confidence that we actually haven't seen in their previous matches.
And it's not that shaky confidence, that ultra-aggressive, panicky situation that we see sometimes from BBL. Not to say that theirs isn't impressive, it's just that it's sometimes 50-50. Like, if you lose the ball, then it can all crumble. For KOI, there's some control to it.
They look measured right now, that is certain, in the way that they're approaching these rounds. Very thought out. A lot of that leaning over towards Shadow with his calling here for KOI, and the way that they really are playing more like a unit, something that we haven't necessarily seen from them in past matches. Honestly, a completely different look here for KOI.
Yeah, Fnatic also playing quite scared. Haven't seen, well, we have seen a couple of plays for them, aggressive, but have never really gone their way.
Nice delay. KOI have also been very good with their molly usage, whether it's in the post plant or on their approaches on towards these sites. Very good at the zoning and trying to funnel Fnatic into their crosshairs when they do want to take those fights. KOI very much so able to play their game right now.
It's been quite measured, and they can just walk in, pressing the shift key at the same time, but there's a shark lurking in deep waters, and that's Boaster getting away with his life and the kill. Wingman not planting. Finally something going right for Fnatic, but again limited in the arsenal department.
Starkso's just found so much information towards backside of A.
And again it delayed.
Delay.
And there's even a showstopper for Durka. Starkso knows he's going to play this quite aggressive.
Oh,
dodgy. Through, but close distance with the shorty, not going to be very helpful for them. KOI are able to move away from lamps, but it allows Fnatic to move in and have a different front to work with. Left. Shadow, not quite the victim of that mosh, but at least it clears out the center part of the area. But Fnatic don't respond off of it. It seems like they wait for KOI to make the next action, trying to get the spike down. It's Durka. First shot in, 3 spotted nearby. Starkso swinging. That's 1 kill. 12 seconds. They've got to get onto the spike. Fnatic know of it. They know they've got a delay, but Starkso's looking clean. Not allowing Fnatic to do a thing. Spike finally down. A 3 versus 3, but rifles collected by Fnatic.
Collected. You have Seekers online here as well. Going to be popped by Chronicle. Information given here for Fnatic.
Grubinho knows he's the linchpin in this position. They know they've been contesting Lamp so far, but they need to go after him before they go for anybody else. Wingman is on the spike, defusing, but nobody knows it from the KOI side. Fnatic, it's got to be an eco Red Bull clutch to get them on the board again.
Last round before.
What a round there for Fnatic onto the defuse. Now last round before we swap sides, a snowball round here for KOI as well. Fnatic used all the ultimates that they had left into this first half to secure that third round. Now you're looking towards the null command, the showstopper. You've got a Viper's Pit into the post plant as well, and KOI have had no trouble actually finding these plants.
Well, there's a spark. There's a spark off the back of Little Bro. And yeah, finally we can see hints of Fnatic being on the server. Ultimates galore for KOI here. They're comfortable still, last round and a half. Let's see if they can end this on a high or Fnatic can close up the gap on the final instance fairly quickly on this aggression. And somehow Leon Alpha get deleted from Earth. Chronicle gets thrown to the stratosphere.
Yeah.
And Durka and Boaster are scratching their heads wondering what happened to that B-side defense.
Okay, but when Durka's in the server, you can't call a round out quite yet. We have to remember which duelist we're talking about here.
That's true. He's got his IGL with him. These guys have been through thick and thin. But Gravino is kind of smart, but Durka is kind of quick. How many more can you find? Boaster, the captain, now forced to make some way for his teammate to move in, but Shadow and Stark, so both find their mark. 9-3 at halftime for KOI.
Switching sides.
I think if you had asked anyone before this, it wouldn't have been the story that you would try to paint for the audience, right? Stark though is 14-3 right now. So many of these rounds just opening things up. I like how Fnatic did on this B-side in this last round, try to change up their positioning. Both players looking towards Leo and Alpha, who had been playing on top of that box, angles that they hadn't really chosen before over towards that B-site, but swapping sides now. Back into a pistol, and Fnatic needs this round to get themselves back into bind.
That's very true. That's very true. Yeah, Ash, I've got a theory here. Panpok are the tech timeout duo. Are we the... is Ashlos the...
The lost duo? The lost duo?
The upset duo, maybe? Maybe. But KOI, now on defense, Fnatic, of course, to do quite a bit. They need to show why they picked this map right now. KOI have had all the answers thus far, and it's KOI that bring the fight to Fnatic, albeit being the defending side. They just want to cause pressure. Don't let Fnatic get comfortable. Spike underground, fully under control of KOI. Well, not anymore, because Chronicle has gotten it. Retreated. Grabinho making sure Boaster is no more, and I believe this round is no more also.
Grabinho could get caught out here, but I like the shift back over there, about to meet outside of showers. Chronicle's still got his kit available to him.
Come on.
Oh, knife out. Timing?
Nah. Nah, not for Grabinho, not today. Double digits hit, and it's the best start KOI could have hoped for in the second half.
This is looking clinical. It is clean coming out from KOI. Quite a way to turn a new chapter here after the back and forth that we've seen coming out from these teams. And again, those wins weren't comfortable, but they are looking stunning right now within the server.
Everybody thought Fnatic's troubles were over. They got 2 wins in a row. Well, it seems number 3 is a number that always eludes them. That triple world title, this 3rd win here in season 1, split 1. It's number 3 just isn't it for them, is it? Maybe in rounds this game.
Information garnered, at least farming up some of those orbs over towards showers, but
Poison orb emitting.
right now, Fnatic just biding their time. We still have Boaster on the other side of the map to try and relay some information. Spike rotating over there too.
I mean, usually teams on pistols might go for something explosive, trying to find power with numbers, trying to find advantages that way, but not Fnatic. They're pretty slow, pretty pacey.
They like to be measured.
Right there.
See how much they can really garner out of an eco round. Nice pit to allow Shadow to fall back safely towards site here.
You say measured, I say scared. Nah, it's a pistol round, it doesn't even matter, but still, there's sweat on their foreheads knowing they're so far behind. It's KOI they're dealing with. They say, why on earth are we struggling this much?
30 seconds left.
They might be able to figure it out during the map itself, but they might have to figure it out if they have to head to Icebox with a map in their opposing side's hands. But Fnatic find their way onto the A side, and KOI finally find their way onto the kill feed. Camo, only good for one here. And with room into the sights, there's a chance here for Fnatic if they're able to find any more guns. Shados, you've got a choice to see how much you can obstruct this. But it was the wingman on the spike and couldn't delay it. Grabinho, I think he spotted Alpha, hasn't he? Yeah. He knows, and he's also got a chance to be the backstab against Leo here, but no, still a 1-for-1. And on the spike, they are putting pressure onto Fnatic. Poison Cloud concealing their position. And Wingman is here to save the day, just like he did for Fnatic the previous half. It's KOI on 11.
What a way to start off this second match of the day here within day 3 of week 3. KOI are looking so good, and that's also the bonus of Little Guy, of Wingman, the fact that in those post-plant situations, those mollies aren't going to have that area of effect when you're looking over towards that Viper and over towards that Brimstone as well, unless they have a bit of that elevation, because he's just, he's too short. He's got to have his feet up off the ground.
Okay, sure.
Kicking it back while he gets the defuse out. The timeout now for KOI. They want to close this out, and that's why you can imagine that they're calling it with 2 rounds left if they can actually manage to get to 13.
It's a difficult situation, right? Because you don't want to get ahead of yourself, because you want to close out this map. Don't give a chance for Fnatic to start shooting back, gain confidence, and this is a focused Barber. This is a very focused Barber. He says, listen to me, guys. You've done great, you've done incredible. I can read it in his eyes. I don't read lips, I read eyes. He says, I'm proud of you. All you have to do is stay chill, play your game. Fnatic are the ones making the mistakes right now.
Little Father Bar moment.
Yeah.
It's important. Keep yourself grounded. Especially when you're looking towards KOI being on this bonus round. Not too strong of one to look towards either. Full rifles here for Fnatic. Curious to see how we look to cycle up into some of these ultimates, what kind of control KOI are going to look for here on the defensive side.
Many might be wondering, they're tuning in, why is everybody so quiet? Why is everybody so, at this point, you know, startled? And the quickly answer is, if just look at the score, this shouldn't be happening. This is outrageous. KOI have already done quite a lot. All they have to do is win 2 more rounds. That's it. Get 13 on the board, have a map against Fnatic, and then they play on Icebox, which already we deemed quite a crazy call. Fnatic might be in trouble. There's a deep player here in the likes of Camo.
Trailblazer to potentially seek him out.
Oh, not able to get out of it. Fnatic, first blood goes to them. Shados next in contention, blinded but gets away with his life, goes in for another bite. Alpha, you're not aware of it. And Fnatic, this is their buy round. This is the one they should be winning. It's KOI on the bonus. And Shados has found himself an upgrade. Leo, though, gets there on time and keeps things square.
The gun swap, not quite it there. Triple here for Boaster. Spike yet to be planted, though.
Okay, Chronicle has been able to deal with 2 already. Grabinho, is he going to make it work with a classic? No way. He's got himself a Marshall, but Leo finds himself the swing. It's a damaging round for Fnatic, but one they win nevertheless.
Expensive there, like you mentioned. At the very least, you see the Thrash cycling up here for Leo. Fnatic. Scoreboard looking a little bit top heavy. Shados. That could have been a completely different engagement had he actually not swapped over to that Vandal. But just giving away his location there. But man, Fnatic, they have to fight tooth and nail to get back into this, Pavlos.
Yeah, definitely. We hear some nice, we hear some, well, some more positive energy from Fnatic, that's for sure. But let's see if they're able to carry it onwards onto this one. Thrash available for Leo. And it seems they're heading and leaning towards his left-hand side.
Walking out towards showers here as well, but look how passively Fnatic are playing that. Boaster was spotted out.
Molly.
They have so much lane control right now for being able to mad dash away from that Thrash here.
I mean, I think the timing of the Incendiary is pretty good because even though the Thrash gains some ground, there's no follow-up for it, so it delays the push from Fnatic quite a bit.
Ooh, they don't know.
Ooh, they've got no idea.
Behind?
Oh, Durka reads it in time.
There.
averts the crisis, and Fnatic still in charge this round, but there's 3 defenders still on this B site that could do a lot if they're not figured out. Thrash recollected and back online. On the lookout he is, finding one, stunning him. Shados gets 1 pick though. Can he keep Starkster from dying here? Always in the smoke, but not able to stay alive. Finally getting his gun out, but Durka's quick to react. Camo there on the back line. Have they realized? Durka has 4 to his name, 1 remains, and it's got Shados to follow after. Thrasher in hand, well, ultimate in hand, and it's going to be the ace for Durka to put Fnatic back on track.
Put Fnatic on 5 here and slowly making their way back into this game. A momentous play needed here to try and bring those spirits back up. The team is focused here on that stage. You can see the replay, man, that timing. The shot through the smoke on Starkso was insane.
First buy round for KOI, doesn't work out. And that's a disappointment here from Barber. The reason why they brought out the timeout is so they were able to close out quickly. Now they've only got 1 left, obviously. They can still use it at an opportune moment, but give Fnatic more rounds. Like we said, it gives them confidence, it gives them time to grow. And when Fnatic are feeling it, there's not much stopping them.
I mean, being on the attacking side now as well allows them to control a bit more of that pacing of the game. We have to keep in mind that KOI did favor the attack into this pick when they chose their side at the beginning. So we saw how that was working out for them, the set plays that they had prepared here onto Bind. What can they do on defense? Again, pistols, like you had mentioned, but we've also seen some nice engagement conversions coming out from KOI on those eco weapons.
I mean, Shadow's got his ultimate. I want to count of how many times Thrash has been there for Shadow. Even if they're losing rounds, still getting those ult-ups up. Let's see if it'll be utilized this time around. I think with the pick, they might feel the comfort to go in for it. But other than that, Fnatic should be able to pick this up without too many issues. Wingman actually out into the open here. They try to pre-fire and they have to lose their life because of it. Of course, the Wingman has been killed, so Fnatic are down to 25 seconds to get the spike down, but it's still enough time to get through. Durka not going to get overzealous here. They put it all down. They spray off the rip against the Stark, so flash and push, and they're looking to make clean work of this. KOI not allowed a kill, just a peek, and Andalusia flawless for Fnatic to get 2 consecutive.
Nicely done there. I do think something I want to point out that was kind of interesting in that round too is we did actually see Starkso throwing that fragment, and it destroys Wingman, right? Because it has that area of effect that explodes up. I do wonder if that's a choice that KOI made, working the KO into this composition, knowing it could be that Wingman counter in that kind of sense with the molly, but they've gotten the ball rolling here.
They have, and we know how dangerous the momentum can be, right? KOI were able to make it work on their half. If there's anyone to do it, it's going to have to be Fnatic. Thrash being drawn out here from Shadow. No aggression off the back of it. It looks like it's just going to be aggression from the showstoppers, but Durka is a superior raise. Flash out into him, sprayed down, coming in, but Rubinho is able to isolate him one-on-one and get himself and his team back to square footing.
Calling that there's 2 over towards that B site when you normally see the 3 stack over on A here when you're playing that bind default on defense. Trying to beat the timing now. Flash out towards front site. We've got a Trailblazer just to guarantee that U-Haul is clear.
Yeah, they know there's presence to the back of the site. It's a matter of clearing out the front of it, which is what Alpha is doing out in showers. The rest of Fnatic in short, not really putting too many chips in other baskets here, just putting full focus onto this A site, seizing control of it, or at least forcing KOI out into the open. They're not really interested in going to the back of the line. Maybe Leo is, and not allowing KOI to set up a bit. Grabinho using the orbital to strike, but that's to no use because his teammates are no longer there and he's got to do it alone. Swing out from Leo, triple to his name, and Fnatic gets 7 in this game.
If there's a team that knows how to snowball and when they find that momentum to start chaining these rounds together, 4 in a row for Fnatic after that first anti-eco that comes out. You see the little anime battle. Usually it's the Jets that you're like, okay, a little anime battle coming out here, but the raises, that head-to-head. But you can see that confidence brimming now here for Fnatic.
Yeah, they're starting to shout, they're starting to cheer, and so are the fans as well. This is getting quite dicey, getting a little bit uncomfortable for KOI, because they built up a great lead. It's about being able to bounce back for it, and of course a tech boost has to come in to make them wait to get back on the server again. Now, Ash, we know that both of the teams have kind of been on the mend, but surely we expected, you know, KOI to take some time to bounce back off of last week's unfortunate results, right? If you're a team, you usually want to go back to the basics, and do we get that feeling here from KOI from this match so far, from the, you know, approach they've given that first half?
I think in the first half, we do see them tightening up on those fundamentals, the way they were moving together as a pack, the way that they were looking to actually take that space, and every single piece of utility that was thrown out, you could see its purpose, and they were capitalizing off of it. But now having a bit more of that difficulty, now that you see, you know, Durka on the attacking side, he's going in, making that space. You have Leo, usually the second one in on the entry to help follow up, and they're just starting to shoot back now as we head into the second half.
Well, we have received word of the reason because of the tech pause. Listening here, it seems that KOI may have used an exploit in round number 3. What this means is that KOI, because as a punishment, will have their second tactical pause removed. Right, so that is their punishment for that exploitation as it stands. So, coming into this one, that has been resolved. We'll get back into it. The score stands as it is. Let's have a look at how this one goes. But of course, that is quite a big tech pause to move away from KOI, right? This is getting quite dicey. You want to be able to speak to your players, but they no longer have the ability to do so.
They're looking to slow that down, and that's tough because again, KOI, they find the success so early on into the round. Not sure about the hopping that's happening in Spawn right now, but when we're looking at these player cams, you can see, okay, everyone's kind of just biding their time, waiting to see how things will pan out in that kind of sense, but
yeah. It looks like we'll be jumping into the server in 1 or 2 minutes, and that's exactly what we're going to be looking into. But so far, so forth, Fnatic have been able to bounce back, right, Ash? It's been a timely manner. I feel like it's one of those things that we've seen from them this entire season, right? Slow to begin, which gets some nerves in, gets them to panic a little, and when they don't get things rolling in their favor, that's when they end up losing. Now, this seems to be a different affair. They started to shoot back. They started to feel some more energy. And for me, I hope this is not an inherent problem in this current roster, right? Where is this uncomfortability coming from? It's likely because of the high expectations, the titles that they've got behind them, expectations that they should have made Masters Madrid, expectations that they should be making Shanghai. And that's a lot. Well, KOI, there's no expectations on them, right? Especially from what has happened thus far. Yes, they want to be the best they can be, but it's, you know, they haven't got all those titles before them, at least as this 5-man roster, to show for it.
I think that's something that we even touched during the kickoff event, the fact that they do have the opportunity to be a little bit more loose in the way that they're trying to play and approach things with a very fresh look with how the roster was essentially fully recycled out and swapped up here heading into the 2024 season. Yeah. Man. We promise that the game's coming back soon, guys. It's just a couple more minutes that we've heard from production until we get back into things.
Yeah, you can see thinking faces because Comp Ops is currently making sure that this is all being communicated with the coaching staff and the players. And of course, once they know what is going on, of course, they'll be jumping into the match as well. Yeah, it's a little bit troubling, right? They figured out, wait, round 3 has come back to bite us. It's quite a dicey one. But of course, you've got to play this fair. And props to the admin team to be able to see that and be able to act quickly enough before this map comes to fruition, right? Before it all ends. Because it often, you know, just flies past, but they're able to read it, get back and react on time. And surely once this was all communicated, we can jump right back in. That's 4 rounds consecutive for Fnatic. It's got to feel good. It's got to feel grand for them. Because KOI, they haven't simply, apart from the pistol and the follow-up, they haven't gotten a single piece of that pie on defense. And I'm actually quite amused on how Bind is being played out this game, right? Because it's also just been their approach on plants, not really go for the backside denial. It's just wait for your opponents on that defense side to try and peek you, try and contest you. And so far, both of the teams that get the spike down, they've had quite a lot of success on that A side doing so.
Yeah, having a bit more trouble breaking through into those post-plant situations here.
Yeah.
And we also have to keep in mind, like, sure, as a reminder, the scoreline, if you're just tuning in, maybe is 7 Fnatic and 11 KOI. We started off in that first half, we ended it 9-3 KOI. They picked up the pistol, they pick up the anti-eco. So it was 11-3 for a while until they got the ball rolling. And you can look at this tech timeout as in two ways, I want to say. For KOI, there's potentially a chip on their shoulder, thinking back, okay, now we're getting called back to something that happened early on into this matchup, and if that would add any kind of mental stress to them. But then you also have Fnatic, who just started to get that ball rolling, and now everything's slowed down. It's been a bit of a speed bump here with this pause within the game.
100%. And as the players are giving our ready checks, we'll be moving into this swiftly. It's looking like a dicey affair. Fnatic on the bounce. KOI looking to close out this series in their favor. We're rock and rolling again on Bind. Fnatic's pick, and it's all on the line. Let's see if KOI can close it out or Fnatic can do a magnificent comeback.
It would be absolutely insane if it does end up happening. I mean, you do have the Thrash up here for Fnatic in the hands of Leo. He's been on fire ever since we swapped over into this second half. And for KOI, a bit of a light buy coming through, a bit of interesting situation. A lot of those ultimates used in the previous round expended. Information garnered. They know at least one is residing in towards Hookah. Looking to fall back here for Fnatic. Just looking to poke and prod, see what information they can draw, what utility they can pull out on the side of the defenders.
In full Fnatic fashion this half, I'd say, right? This is exactly what they've been going for since the beginning, waiting for KOI to push them. I mean, KOI did push them the first couple of rounds, worked out. Of course, that was a pistol. Now there's guns involved, more utility. How do you end up working this one out? It seems like that A site has been their favored. It's been their little baby on this attacking side here for Fnatic, and that's exactly where they're heading to yet again.
Scout destroyed.
Oh yeah! Do they actually take back that showers control? No, it's going to be a fallback here. Thrash out on side of Fnatic. Front sight fully cleared out. KOI looking to play a full retake.
We've got to slowly see their adaptations here, KOI. I mean, they don't have many ultimates to work with. They've only got their guns and a bit of utility to try and work through it. And there's no reason for Fnatic to change up their approach. They have gone for a bit of push and pull before. Will they do the same thing again? It seemed like Durka was thinking about it, and he's still very far forwards on that lamp side to avoid KOI pushing in too quickly. But they're all moving in together, Dizzy out, and this unit play from KOI, we'll see if it works out. Snakebite to the feet of Durka. It's Chronicle to win out his first fight in short. Durka still not moving, still not budging, and he's there for a guarantee to get himself behind his opponents. Is good for one, defused halfway though. The wingman has done his job, but Gravino's alone, and he knows there's not a chance he can do against these three players of Fnatic on this defense, and he's gonna have to concede this one to allow Fnatic to get on an 8th round.
Could take a Chronicle here at the very least, but I mean, the bank is full here for Fnatic, right? You get another ult point here for Gravino, but not much you can do otherwise. An 8th round on the board for Fnatic. The crowd behind them as well, cheering them on, helping them boost that momentum. A 5th round in a row. See the replay. So I had the idea here for KOI to flood back in, but I think that ever since we have also swapped over to the defense for KOI, we haven't seen the same kind of impact coming out from that KO pick, actually.
That's true.
Hasn't really done much to slow things down on the side of Fnatic. Not the way that they like to play that push and pull.
Yeah, you can slowly see the confidence from Fnatic also showing though, right? Durka going for some more aggressive plays, and he's actually working out for him, connecting his shots. KOI feeling a little bit more disjointed, but it's off the back of Fnatic's pressure, to be fair.
Really is. KOI have also gone for a little bit of a different approach, I think, the last round and into this eco. Just trying to information star Fnatic a little bit more. Previously, they would throw out a bit more of that early utility and try and contest some of these choke points. Now they're choosing to play it much more quietly and force Fnatic to bring the fight to them instead. Bit of a read over towards this A site here on the side of KOI. See rotations being pulled, 4 players. And getting just about ready for a hit.
Scout destroyed.
Quite convenient for KOI if Fnatic move into this A site. That's where they lie. But of course against guns, Fnatic still won. Will it be the pistols? Shadows has been spotted. Possibility of him going ultra aggressive. Wingman coming out, it's enough of a distraction. There's a follow-up there, but Alpha there with a double.
Spike planted. Somebody's there.
Okay, into this round, 3v3 into the post plant. Dizzy out. Leo managing to find one at the very least. We're looking for a bit more stall here for Fnatic. Molly's into the post as well, denying the defuse. Corbino finding a third there though, and it's all down to 1v1.
How does he even deal with this? Starkso looking to move in quickly, but Boaster is trying to hide out. It's going to be Boaster to win it up against Starkso. Fnatic right back in.
Looking into the replay here as well, man. Buying so much time there on the side of Fnatic. This Molly's perfect, a very open plant for them as well. You can see the hype. Okay, Boaster stands up. And there's the bar cam that we love.
The frustration. I mean, I don't know if we love it this time around, right? He's a little bit overwhelmed with that one. Thinking how close they got to it. But no cigar. No cigar. I mean, it's been a while since KOI have been 2 away from closing out map 1, and Fnatic, well, they're known for their comebacks. Let's just say that, right? Their first international title was off of the back of an insane comeback on an icebox.
I mean, ever since Guns came out to play here for Fnatic, it's been all them on the board this second half. Contact up towards Showers for Fnatic. A look that we haven't really seen much of. They're looking to poke and prod, maybe try and get behind that Viper's pit. I actually see the spike being pulled back here.
Prompt and pull. KOI go for an info grab. Haven't found anybody though. When Fnatic were in this difficult situation here, they've also placed that Viper's pit in the same direction. Can KOI tackle this in the way that Fnatic did? Durka's going all the way around. Camo not expecting Durka to be that deep, that quick. And Fnatic take over. Orbital strike out. Looking to stop the plant from consuming. There's not much time to it. They've only just gotten onto the spike, defusal, incendiary up against Grabinho. Where did that happen? KOI are losing players left and right. It's Boaster's turn to get onto the fragging reels. But Shados needs to do something heroic. Orbital strike up against Shadow. Shados will only be able to be alive for one. And with the plant coming through, it's Fnatic to be on the board yet again. Shadow is going to be conceding this one.
I mean, you have to. There's nothing else you can do in this situation. Money dwindling on the side of KOI. It's been a back and forth with their economy, not finding any comfort on this defensive half. Not being able to build up that bank, and Fnatic, with the continuous rounds that they're finding for themselves now, this one being the 7th in a row. The ultimates have been cycling up quite nicely. Again, 1 away for Chronicle and Durka into the next round. And Shadow's not even able to keep that gun and send it over. Fnatic, they go hunting comfortably.
Yeah, and they've got a message to throw at KOI here. How dare you play up against us in the way that you already have? How dare you challenge us? Fnatic are right back in, and you can hear the crowd saying it. Who are they? Fnatic. They've closed up the gap completely. Only 1 round differentiating these 2 teams. That was a statement round. And let's see if this buy round from KOI is enough to break this red streak we see on our screens.
Band-Aid to stop the bleeding. Now Showstopper up with that last kill that Durka was able to find on Shadow into the last round. Information sought over towards Belong. Fnatic's poised and ready, expecting maybe some aggression for KOI to change the pace of this defense, to look for something a little bit more aggressive and try something different, because the passive look hasn't been working out for them. Fnatic also do well to do some information starving of their own, of course. Incendiary already out, denying that hookah control and group over towards long.
Shadow on his very tippy toes to try and find information there.
I mean, he's completely alone on B now as well.
And starving from info. And you can see how KOI have reacted to it. They want to seize control of some sort of part of the map, and they've chosen to do this on A, leaving this B site completely defenseless. It will prone this showstopper to go
No!
towards Shadow.
A blind ult in towards elbow.
Through an incendiary grenade.
You know he's feeling himself now.
Yeah, no, he's alive. He's doing things no one would have thought fathomable. But still, KOI, let's see what they can do in this one. Durka up against a nade again. He feels comfortable under pressure. And KOI, they've got an Alpha yet right behind them to put them to sleep. Fnatic, with an Andalusia flawless, have performed the comeback and have found the score of KOI.
We've evened things up now. It's all about who's going to hit that match point first. And based on how attack is looking for Fnatic, we've got all eyes on them. A snowball, a monster of a round for KOI to face up against. And they've only got tough weapons to work with. Pistols.
Tough?
Got a shorty, impossible weapons to work with, realistically.
Not looking bright, it's dodgy.
They're playing for overtime, right? Essentially just guaranteeing that they have enough to try and tie things up in that last round. But Fnatic, they also have the opportunity to keep these ults into our 24th round as well.
They've been good with juggling those ultimates, right? Even in moments where you thought KOI would start to run away with things, Fnatic still were one away from an ult orb, one away from being able to turn this round in their favor. And again, they're keeping KOI uncomfortable, forcing them out to over-rotate, overthink, and that's exactly when Fnatic chooses to pounce.
Falling back here, KOI again. Continuously moving the second man on that B site over towards A.
I mean, in this situation, right, they're on pistols. They're on, well, on weaker weapons. They've got to make a gamble.
But I feel like they're making this gamble even when they do have weapons in hands, to be fair.
That's very true. That's very true.
A big risk. And they're playing that retake protocol, but it's not looking very good on that B site with how Fnatic continue to push in and take that elbow control.
Well, they're going to keep holding it and reinforcing it with extra players, knowing that KOI might want to take these short distance angles. Camo actually moves into the site. He's the only one of the two players with rifles at play. Durka, though, is going to be a menace in the back line. They're on the spike. Seeker's heading in their direction. Wingman got an off of it, but Alpha is still fighting, still breathing, and still's got a gun on him. And the bullets in his chamber have got Grabinho's name on them. Fnatic on 12, one away from closing out behind.
It was an insane way that we started off this map. 4-0 for KOI, 9-3 at the half, and Fnatic clawing their way back since the third round of the second. See the way that they just continue to push forward. Durka literally entered site, one elbow, cleared out the entirety of CT, and did the whole ring around the Rosie. See frustration mounting. I think it's also, you look towards these compositions for KOI, the initiator swap was very interesting on attack because of how it allows you to open up those sites, but on defense, you're lacking a lot of that information that the Sky actually provides despite the nerf. With that intel.
I got you, I got you.
Well, back to square one. And KOI, again, they've got to make decisions constantly. All the time. Fnatic know. They know this is when KOI are uncomfortable. They're just feeling out this server.
We're also going to a classic Fnatic map next, and it's KOI's pick too.
Right.
On Icebox. I mean, Durka has already woken up, and he is the king of that map.
It's a bold move from KOI to pick that up. Yeah, okay, last time Fnatic played it up against Heretics, they did end up losing quite in an ugly way. But you got to think that you got to be able to do the same thing that Heretics did to be able to pick that up as your own. Spike will be dropping down, nothing to stop it. Thrash thrown out here from Shadow. Who will be following up with it? Showstopper from Camo. Chronicle to the left side of this side, but Fnatic have set up a lot of crossfires, and Decker is looking to go in aggressive. They sent in a thrash of their own. Two of them already concussed. Fnatic looking to close it all out as quickly as ever. Alpha and a triple. Fnatic turn it all around for them.
Smiles across the board here on the side of Fnatic on this stage. They know what they were able to pull off, and it was magic seeing this team come back into form in the second half.
I mean, KOI, they gave us a lot of foreplay, but Fnatic showed us how to climax. There you go, map number 1 going to Fnatic's way. We're back for Icebox.
I know a place that will break you into 1,000 pieces. Stay away from them. Stay away from Lorca, Paco, and Picasso. Don't ask about Lola. Ay, Caballo Grande. Ay, Dolor de Nieve. But in spite of everything, it occurs to you to visit Andalusia. Don't say I didn't warn you. Be careful of the Andalusian crush.
Hey guys, it's Jimmy Lin, former professional Counter-Strike player and Valorant coach. Watch out for the stairs, clear this angle, you're going to be able to fight this.
Red Bull gives you wings.
It's a whole lot of ice on me. Don't stand too close, cause you don't if you say that you might know me. Yeah, it's a whole lot of ice on me. Don't stand too close, cause you don't if you say that you might know me. You know you don't know me. That's facts. Spent a bag on the whip, parked in valet. Just took another trip, skipped a drive, called my pilot, then jet down to LA. Yeah, tell me, who you know like this? Let the beat bang, turned off the light switch. I was in the VIP and met a spicy mamacita. Took her ass straight to Costa Rica. Yeah. It's a whole lot of ice on me. Don't stand too close, cause you don't if you say that you might know me. Yeah, it's a whole lot of ice on me. Don't stand too close, cause you don't if you say that you might know me. You know you don't know me. Step back, homie, don't let this freezer go dripping. Cause these jewels might mess around and flood the whole kitchen. Took a bit to get it, was on a mission. And now it's platinum plaques, back to back. I spent a couple mil, you spent a whole rack. Bought the block just to give it back. Remember I was moving rocks, now I spit crack. Yeah, it's a whole lot of ice on me. Don't stand too close, cause you don't if you say that you might know me. Yeah, it's a whole lot of ice on me. Don't stand too close, cause you don't if you say that you might know me. You know you don't know me. That's facts. I'm too cold for you. Diamonds straight out of Mount Everest with it. Yeah. It's a whole lot of ice, homie. It's a whole lot of ice on me. Don't stand too close, cause you don't if you say that you might know me. Yeah, it's a whole lot of ice on me. Don't stand too close, cause you don't if you say that you might know me. You know you don't know me. That's facts. I'm too cold for you. Diamonds straight out of Mount Everest with it. Yeah.
a huge wingman.
Wingman, little bro. Little bro saving our lives.
That's my ideal, bro. This guy is my ideal.
Come on in! Come on in! Come on in!
Gordo, give it to me.
Who are we?
FNC!
Who are we?
FNC!
Who are we?
FNC!
Who are we?
FNC!
Thank you very much, Gordo, everyone. I've joined the Fnatic fans in the fan zone here at the Riot Games Arena because I've decided to test their fandom. I want to find the ultimate Fnatic fan, and I want to root out people who don't really love Fnatic. In fact, I found an imposter. Sir, I'm sorry, but if we can just remove him from the building. Stevie, get in here. He's not a real Fnatic fan. Celsius, who? Right, okay, behind me. You know what, Gordo? I'm going to ask you the first question because you have been leading the chants in the arena and we've absolutely loved having you here. The first question, fill in the blank. Spam this blank to help Fnatic.
What?
You don't know your copy pastas? It's like this man touches grass. Spam this what to help Fnatic.
Static! I don't know.
Someone help him out over there. Just say that again, louder. Louder. Someone just whispered behind me, static, static, it's static. Gordo, what's the answer?
Static?
Yay! Right, Stevie's going to give you a special reward. Who's your favourite Fnatic player? No, it's not.
Okay.
It's Chronicle.
Yeah, it's Chronicle.
Congratulations, you've won an autographed cue card with a fun fact about Chronicle. Would you like to read it out?
Fun fact, I'm not funny. Well, but actually, I love cooking and I'm good at it.
There we go. Another fun fact. Okay, question number 2. Can I ask you, what's your name?
Laura.
Laura, lovely to meet you, Laura. Okay, question number 2. What did the Fnatic core call their team before they were signed?
Can I pass the question?
You can pass the question.
I'm not sure either.
Okay, anyone? Hello, hello, sir. Oh my goodness, I should have worn my heels. Do you know what Fnatic used to be called?
No.
Okay, it's fine, don't worry. Okay, it was Summon FC, and it was short for Sage Ult My Nan. Okay, no wonder no one knew that one. Question number 3. I'm going to come over to you. Hello, sir. Okay, what is Boaster's preferred knife skin?
Knife skin. I'm not sure.
Okay. Oh, hello. Boaster's preferred knife skin?
Default.
Yes! Okay. Let's give you a fun fact from Fnatic. This is actually Durka. Maybe you guys can swap later on. I'm going to let you keep that fact to yourself because you deserve to have a little secret between you and Mr. Durka. Okay, who is the only Greek to ever play for Fnatic? I'm just going to see, does anyone know? Anyone want to buzz in? There was a Greek player who played for Fnatic. I think Tom wrote this question, which makes sense because he's evil. No one wants to answer that one. The answer was Sack. No? No one? It's all Greek to me. I'm gonna choose some people to give these spare cards out because I'm gonna run out of time in a moment. Who was Fnatic's strategic coach at Kickoff and Champions in 2023? You? You were? Oh, as in you were the coach, or you know the answer?
Mini.
Mini, it wasn't Mini. I'm so sorry. Also, I didn't mic you up. He said Mini, if anyone didn't hear on the broadcast. Okay. Okay, one more. Anyone want to just have a guess? He shares his name with a very famous Danish caster.
Oh, I don't know. I think Koja?
I don't know.
No one knows. It's okay. Anders. I gave you all hints, it's fine. There are no true Fnatic fans here, it turns out. We should bring back the guy from Sentinels. I imagine he knows all the answers, okay? Okay, I feel like someone's gonna know the answer to this. Does anyone watch the Ranked Up podcast? With Yinzu and Boaster? No? Does anyone know the name of Boaster's cat? Gordo.
Karma.
Karma! Yes! Karma has come Gordo's way. I imagine no one would know the answer to question number 7, so instead I'm going to actually ask it to Steel and Tom on the desk. What was Durka's ACS in his international debut? Boys, have a guess.
I'm not gonna lie, I saw a number earlier, it was 360 something, but let's be real. Does anyone know anything at this point?
All right, let's just say 369 then, yeah?
Yeah,
How about that?
let's go with that. That's a nice number, I like that number, but yeah, it seems like the quiz hasn't gone fantastically. Luckily, we're gonna be heading into the aim labs, and I know that you had a little bit to say about the KO pick from Starzo when it came to the previous map at least.
Well, at the start of the map, I was thinking like, oh, you know what? This KO pick's looking good. It's not looking like anything like how Na'Vi runs it with Artis. They look a little not great with it. And then, you know, they get that 11-3 lead. Oh, things are looking pretty good with the KO. And then obviously it's just like back to reality. Fnatic's still pretty good. And then it's also Bind, which is very heavily attack favored. So once you have a very heavily attack favored map like that and you get into that second half, it's just going to be smooth sailing to the finish line.
Yeah, and obviously now at least we've got our next map coming up in just a moment. I want to know in terms of Icebox, do you actually have anything you think will be coming out? It's just about to be shown, but anything expected?
Well, I'm expecting KOI to run the Harbor, but they aren't doing that. Which is different than the last times they played.
They're on the no duelist thing.
They're doing the no duelist thing. They're doing their double controller. I do like double controller.
But do you like no duelist?
I don't mind it.
Okay.
I think it depends on the team and how they can pull it off, using that Omen to be able to use the op, and it's really just like the pressure on attack from his one-way smokes and everything, but you can also get really aggressive setups with the defense Omen as well. It's is it going to be enough? I'm not sure, but Fnatic's comp is just so old school that it doesn't matter. It's not that great.
Yeah. Well, either way, we're going to be throwing things off to the casters. Obviously, that is Ash Cast and Pavlos.
Thank you very much, Tom. Yes, indeed. We'll take you through this next map. Icebox, our next journey. Bit of a switch with these comps, don't you think here, Ash? A bit of a change-up. Maybe that's the answer they need to get right back in.
It's definitely possible. Not quite the same composition as what we saw coming out from the likes of Heretics, but they were also the ones to do the no duelist comp on Icebox earlier on within the competition just the other week. So heading into this game now, again, KOI are the ones who have taken us to Icebox. This is Fnatic's playground, though, a map that we have known Durka to shine on, and they're going off with the momentum of an insane comeback here for map 1 on Bind.
Let's see if KOI are able to rebound from the last one and show us why Icebox was picked up to begin with. So far, so forth, Fnatic are doing Fnatic things like they did on the last map, but this time, there's a bit more bravado to it as they're inching their way forwards into a triple stack up from KOI. Dizzy coming out, might be a little bit too late. Paranoia is actually brilliant from Camo, and he doubles it up with a pick as well. Chronicle, quick to react to it, but it seems like the numbers from KOI here are overwhelming. Shadow moves out, upgrades his gun, and KOI have got the advantage.
Hey, they're doing well to clap back into this pistol round after their demise over on Bind, but Fnatic got 2 players up here. Not a lot of space making available, and 3 stacked on this B side of KOI. All up.
It's just a matter of KOI giving them picks here. They could just hold back, play safe, play it chill. Surprise! Not a nice surprise for Alpha yet. At least it doesn't mean his inevitable death. Some trades coming in, but KOI can be very comfortable taking these trades. They're actually playing the super safe. I almost feel it's too respectful, you know? But, you know, it's Boaster that needs to get that spiked up. But he's going a little bit further. Alarmbot will show his position. And a lot of acrobatics from KOI there as they get themselves the pistol of this game.
I mean, they immediately shut down that push over towards B main with the look that they saw with Shadow having the positioning over on green there, right? But now we look into the next round. I think we saw a little bit of how Fnatic needed to adjust over on Bind when KOI pulls out a brand new composition. We saw that coming to fruition more into the second half just because of how KOI's composition did favor more of that attacking side previously. So it will be another question of how long it takes Fnatic to kind of get a grip on what KOI is cooking with another new look at this comp. Nice shot.
Well, in just a few seconds, Shadow gets 2 orbs for the ults. Thrash did wonders the previous game. Didn't mean the map win eventually.
No, Oh, but it found so much value, and he cycled it up so many times. I feel like over on Bind, the opportunities. Tiny here for Alpha, though.
He snuck past, hasn't he?
Looking in the window.
And he might have a chance to find a pick. Shadow's looking at it, and he's got a better gun. Alpha can be dangerous with a Sheriff. Shados puts an end to that. The A site is taken over. Yes, there is quite a lot of Shados utility there. Alarm bot not yet triggered, but the Nano Swarm's just enabled. Spike going down. Fnatic, that's the best they can hope for, really. Maybe a pick or two. If they go after it, stick around together, or maybe isolate themselves. But KOI not going to take any chances, try and approach it like they did at the start of the previous map. Respects it. And to play it to a T, a flawless round by KOI to get a second on the board.
Very comfortable for them now heading into round 3. Fnatic, when you take a look at their composition off of this Endothea flawless here for KOI, it's almost completely opposite when you're considering, okay, KOI are cooking. They're trying to bring something new. They're leaning into that double controller meta that we've seen coming out here on Icebox. I think one of the first looks that we saw of that was G2 pulling out the Brim on Icebox over in Americas. But Fnatic, they're going towards the very classic old Icebox comp here. And it is maybe a question of, okay, again, we saw them lacking a little bit of that innovation over in kickoff, leaning back into old comforts. And how can they make this old meta comp kind of look new, have a fresh look here?
Yeah, we often see that early Snakebite paired up with a Shock Dart. This time, no real need, but you can see that Shados was a little bit scared of it. Drops back, in case that was the case. And Durka going in for a bit of a walk. Spotted, though. Bit of hindrance. What can Shados do to deter it? Not much, really. Will yield and allow for this retake. They've got quite a lot of rifles too. This KOI could definitely do some damage here. It's just a matter of being able to separate this out. Fnatic, they've moved away from the Harbor roll, the Harbor comp. Let's see what they can do with this one and what their retake approach, their hold approach looks like this time around. I'm going to tell you, it looks pretty darn clean. KOI, the moment they move in, they get deleted. And yeah, it's hard to say what happened there. We're going to have to look at the replays because that was explosive and quick. Alpha yeah with the final bullet and 2 consecutive Andalusia flawless for Fnatic.
They answer right back with one, right? Weapons out here now for KOI. You got the Thrash cycled in the hands of Shadow here as well, but I do think it's quite interesting that both teams opted to move away from that Harbor, maybe it being a little bit more comfortable for Chronicle to be on this stage here on the side of Fnatic. KOI, I think, wanting to, again, just flip things. They don't really have anything to lose at this point.
Well,
switch things up. There's a lot on the line, of course.
Yeah, they're trying to make playoffs. I mean,
expectations.
Look, that's true. That's true. But if they can make playoffs by the first game they win is against Fnatic, that steams all their confidence, beating so they can fend off the next opponents better. Well, that would be quite the something. Quite the something. Quite, yeah, doesn't make sense English-wise. Still, 3 versus 5. And Fnatic have lost 2 players 1 by 1. But with Leo able to entangle themselves out of the situation, it's giving them a breath of fresh air.
And 1 away from that resurrection here as well for Chronicle. You can get that plant, you could breathe new life into one of these teammates towards back site. But that's if they can even find themselves on A. 0 Point finds the information, but no suppression to come to fruition here. And you see KOI moving, Shados looking to cut off the rotation. Keep an eye over towards mid.
It's going to doing some chip damage to Boaster.
30 seconds left.
Snuck right in.
Fnatic looking to move in. KOI have got this very well read with all the 3 defenders being nearby. Chronicle will get the spike down. Will this trigger any attempt from KOI to deter this? No, Spike will be going down and Grabinho trying to deal with Leo. That's the resurrection back in, so Fnatic can play off of the advantage. Last time, everybody took part in holding back KOI. Through 3 to suppressed. It's going to be the bullets to do the difference. Darkser with 2, but Fnatic have got more alive, and it's Shados to try and deal with the remaining pesky Fnatic players. Unable to do so, Fnatic are able to equalize.
They turn things around here and now into the next KOI on the back foot as far as their economy goes. You have that null command Thrash here online. Unlikely to see that coming through, but you can see this replay. The upper angle that Starkso was able to find, but that recon coming out from Leo was everything to find and equalize those numbers in the early round.
Yeah, it was brilliant. I can't believe they actually managed to accomplish that. Leo just found themselves the last remaining piece of that puzzle. And yeah, if it's going to be forced out power from one of the greats, that's going to have to be the way. For this one, KOI, lesser weapons, closer distances, yada, 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 we know. More risk garnered to the left-hand side with 3 players pretty close to the action. But Fnatic are never going to move in without gaining some information first.
Nope. Every step, every choice a measured one from this squad. From this international stage winning squad on the side of Fnatic. Looking over towards KOI. They've got that stack over towards B. Just a quiet contact up here for Fnatic. Not much delay. It's going to be that retake here on the side of KOI. Peripherals playing to fall back off of site.
Yeah.
Will do.
I mean, as soon as the Aldrone is notified, KOI react to it instantly. All 5 players trying to get here as fast as possible.
Spike planted.
Urbino's job there was really just to draw out a little bit of that utility before that spike gets planted.
Well, it's hard to believe that they can make it work with pistols, given that they haven't been able to do it with a full set of rifles. Still, there is a very dangerous Durka lying beneath them. Shadow is able to find something for KOI, but Durka's quick demise gives us an idea that KOI may stand a chance, but Boaster is looking to interrupt it. Right clicks from Chronicle. Oh, it's going rough for both sides, but picked up by Chronicle in the end to avert the crisis, and the lead goes to Fnatic.
A little too close for comfort into that round, though. Durka playing underneath the rafters. He manages to get one, but a good call from KOI to actually have the numbers in that drop and try and get that trade, which they succeed with. But this is the round that we're really looking towards KOI with the buy coming back in, the null command up, the thrash in. A perfect ultimate for the retake situation. Stall out in that post plant as well.
Well, I just find it very amusing how the coaching staff of Fnatic were like, that was way too close. But a bit of relief by the end, knowing that they did get the win. Oh, look at Durka going lightning fast right off the chase of Shados. Leo does get the last tag to at least get the trade, but I think Fnatic would have loved for that to be untraded.
I like that you see Leo being so proactive with that Hunter's Fury as well, expecting that later in the round Starkso might look to cancel it out, but the spike down with Shadow taking out Chronicle. 3v4 here for Fnatic.
Cover going out.
You've got to hand it to KOI. They're keeping it competitive. They're finding picks. They're keeping Fnatic on their toes. No, come on, straight off the rip. Thrash. No, that's the Mosh. That's the Mosh we heard for some reason. Thought it was a Thrash enabled here from Shadow. It would have been a bit too preemptive, given that not all KOI players were there, but the spike yet to go down. KOI are going to throw it out for information. Even though the spike's not planted, they will be able to catch out Boaster. But Alpha Yes is there to stop them. No one's going to peek it. Oh my god! Boaster gets away with his life. And now right back on the site to try and get his teammate to put the spike down. Oh, Camo's hiding in within the poison cloud, and he doesn't know when to peek because he's getting low. The longer he waits within it, Boaster gets the opportunity to shoot upon him. KOI are keeping things close, but Leo is great on the clutches. He was born in them, bred in them. And will he make it work for him this time around? No, Shadow denies it, triple to his name, puts KOI on his back in this one, and wants to restore equilibrium.
Neck and neck right now between KOI and Fnatic, just trading these rounds back and forth. It's a gorgeous smoke that gets thrown.